Hello everyone. Well, in this update I've found some accurascale wagons that I actually forgot I'd had. So I did a little quick unboxing on those, some running as well. Also did some weathering and some old wagons. I didn't go into too detail, just a little thing that I've been doing on and off. And also my British military train. I've got some tanks from Key Model World, 3D printed ones, so I've gone through those. Also I found some freight train videos, so I've put a few of those in, come through the village. And also it's I got the Beaufort Betty crane, the YOB 12 ton. I did keep calling it Betty Beaufort. I know it's not, but unfortunately it stuck in my head, and by the time I'd finished recording the entire lot I realised I said it wrong. But so that's my apologies. But apart from that, please enjoy the video and see you soon. Started weathering some of the wagons, got the coal wagons and a CCT there, and in here we have some white spirit and some very thin diluted black paint, and we're just rubbing it on, and as it dries to a nice dirty finish and can always be added on. But that's the difference between an unweathered one and a weathered one. They come along nicely. And all I'm doing with these is literally putting it all on, and it just runs through all the gaps. It's just a basis of what's to come next. Yeah, just literally plenty of it, and then when it dries that'll be the ready for the next coat after that. And then we'll just do that all the way round. You'll see the difference in it, and we'll finish these off. Right, these are the other two tanks kits I've got, exclusive to Model World Shop. So that's how they come. Got the tracks, turret bit and the main body, and we'll go through this, get these all out, clean them all up, and then paint, give them a good coat paint first and see what they look like. But I'll probably paint them first, then I'll glue them together, because I found with the other kits, the tracks are on the bodies, and tracks are a nightmare to paint. So I'll do them separate, then I'll put them together. Just clean off the bits where the glue needs to go. But we'll make a start on these and see how we get on. On closer inspection, I've noticed these are very, very delicate, and this wing mirror is actually off, so I'll have to be careful I don't lose that one. And that one, what I might do is break them off and point them inwards, as they're going to be on the wagon load. And the same with this one. This one's very close to breaking off, and that one is in a different position. So we'll break all the bits off, and then we'll see how it goes. Well, the easiest part was taking these apart. This was a nightmare. And looking at that, I've got to put glue back the mud flaps on the back, but give it a little bit of a tidy up and that'll be ready for painting. And now we've got to do is get the next one done, but I won't record that one, as you've already seen, just the one. Well, as you can see, first attempt, a few bits broken off and damaged which can easily be glued. Second attempt, not bad at all, just a little bit of a clean up. I think that'd be great. Unfortunately, I'm going to be picking those bits off up the floor and everywhere for weeks on end, as they went everywhere. But a little diagram there, picture there of where all the bits go, so gives you a little idea what you got to do there. Wash it in warm soapy water and then clean it up and then give it a good paint. So what we'll do, give it a quick wash, and then once we're done, give it a nice coat of primer. Well, they're all cleaned and primed. The wing mirrors that broke off, they stuck to everything except what I could need them to stick to, so I think I may have to leave them off unless I can find another way of sticking them on. But once this is all dry, we'll paint the camo on it and hopefully get the track sorted out and then put it together. So we'll see what happens when it all dries. Well, I started painting these because they were painted in a weird green, and I've found a matte 116 from Umbro. It's a manual, but I tell you what, they don't look too bad for the colour. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to paint these up in the same, and hopefully they'll come out not too bad. Well, just thought I'd mention as well, I did manage to get these wing mirrors glued on. It was Gorilla Glue to the rescue, but it took me ages to get them to stick. But at least they're on there. I've just got to be careful painting them now. Well, I've managed to paint these, and they're not too bad actually. I used a Humbrol enamel 116, so they've come up really nice. And I've done the wheels as well and painted the treads grey. And these are the resin ones that I had years and years, and I managed to find them, so I painted them in the same colour. And looking at them, they are supposed to be the same vehicle, but these are at least 10, maybe 20 years old, and they're resin cast, so they're not too bad for what they are. And then with these 3D printed ones, I just went over the tracks, painted them up. So that's near enough ready for a go on the wagons. But we're just going to fit these. So these should fit on here. Now if I get the instructions, just to double check, get them the right way. So cog at the front. I'll make sure we get the holes all lined up. That's what they'll look like. They're really nice. I've got to paint the exhaust stack on these, but we'll finish these off and then see what that looks like on the wagon loads. Here's the tanks on the wagons. I've started putting the chocks on. Just need once they're in the right place, I'll put a bit of wood glue on there just so it holds them in. But they look really nice, especially the bit of painting on them. Brings them to life. I've done all the wing mirrors. Hopefully the wing mirrors don't stick out too far, because every time I try to glue them to a position where they'd be transported, they just would not stick back. So hopefully they'll be okay. But with the chocks on, all I need to get now is some straps, so I can glue the straps on and that'll look quite nice. So hopefully won't be too long before the train's finished. Give you a bit of a close-up so you can see it a bit better, but they definitely look striking with that all put on there. It will look really nice when that's finished. So the next job is to do the barrier wagons. I've got a couple of extras and just got to mark those up, clean them up and put some patches on, ready. Here's a couple of the barrier wagons I've got. Picked up these from the Luton show, a couple of VGA rail freight ones, which I'm just going to take the rail freight off and symbol and take this off, patch it up with fresh paint, and hopefully it won't look too bad. And then with this one, this is a VKA. I've had this for quite a while actually, so what I might try to do is just patch these out, see if I can get them off, patch them off, and then see if I can patch all of that out and those. So hopefully it won't look too bad. If I can try to keep the graffiti, I will, and just try to patch that one off. But yeah, these make it a lot better because I've only got the ones that have been repainted into DB Schenker, so this will be a bit more in keeping. So we'll get these done. One of these I'd already started. There you go. So I've already taken them off there, but you can see it don't really, it leaves an imprint. So I think mask that off, give it another coat of silver or grey, depending. Probably a grey because I probably use just grey paint, and then hopefully this should be okay. They're slightly weathered, so I'm trying to dull the weathering down a bit, and then get them finished, and then they're ready to go on the rest. Now I've noticed a difference with these earlier ones. I use isopropyl alcohol, and I'll tell you what, it didn't take a lot to take much off. Just cleaning the weathering took some of the original decals off, unfortunately, and I've got some missing there. Still didn't take all the originals off, but it got most of them off straight away. Now this one is a later model because it's a VKA, and I've soaked the side in isopropyl alcohol, and as you can tell, it didn't even touch it. So I think that's just going to have to be a mask up and paint. So between when these were made to this, they've obviously either sealed the decals properly, or they've changed the way they print them, should I say, on here, because these aren't coming off, but they came off very easily. So the next thing is mask them off, and then just put the patches in, and then maybe a bit of weathering, and then they're ready to go in the train. Alright, these are the box vans I've got for the military train. I'm trying to hold them by the buffers, but I've patched them over and put a bit of weathering oak powders over them. So once that's all sort of sorted, I can give them a spray. I've done 3 of them. This one is a VKA. It had all the graffiti on it, so I've made it look a bit worse than what it is, patched it up. I know they're not supposed to be patched, but I thought I'd just give something different, and it just gives it a look of it's been in a very hard use. So I've done all the ends as well, they're all rustified, and so that's ready. Once they're sealed, they can go onto the military train. Here are the VGA box wagons that I've finished off. They've all been patched and weathered, and they look really nice. Weathered on the ends with a bit of rust, and they go well. And that's the first wall flap with the chocks all glued in, so the military train's coming along nicely. weathering does make a difference, makes them look well used, and I know I'm not perfect at it, but that'll do me for what I need. There she is in the box, and there she is, E87050 plus a 12-ton YOB crane in Betty Beaufort white and blue livery. Let's get her out of the box and see what she looks like. I'll take it out of the box and have a look. And have the little detail pack for all the little bits to put on, and usual clamshell. Oh, we got a wheel off, so there's a wheel. So we'll take this, it's all wrapped up nicely, and that does look lovely. I'll just drop that back in. There we go. So there she looks. Let's put her on the turntable and have a closer look. So looking at this, it is again the same with all the others. It does look beautiful, lovely striking colour. It's nicely detailed as well. Everything's near enough legible on it. This was the one I was hoping to get but couldn't get to begin with, but this just happened to come in at Great Eastern and I grabbed it as soon as I could. But you don't want to see it here. Let's put it on the track. Well, I've made up a little engineering train and I've got my Harry Needle 20s on it, so we'll do some running shots, but she does it really at home on a nice little mixed train. So I hope you enjoy the running shots, and see you in a bit. Well, there she is, the Betty Bow 4 crane. It's the one I really wanted, and I just love the colour of it. So I think get another one, run as a pair, and then look for some information on how they run, and make a proper train up. But I hope this enjoy this video, and a quick look at the EFE Betty Bow 4 crane, and see you in the next bit. While having a sort out, I found these two boxes in a box that I'd hidden, and they are from accurascale, and they are the MHA ballast spoil wagons, which are the converted merry-go-round hoppers to the spoil box. So we'll get these out and we'll have a quick look at them. I've got one pair on the layout already, but we'll just open this box for what's in here. And I can't believe I actually forgot I had these. So this set is the DB MHA, and they are the ballast spoil wagons, and these are in red and EWS. They're really nice. And the second box that I've got out are the EWS, but the debranded. So take these off, and they're in a kind of a sticky bit of plastic, but I mean the detail that was on it for such a small wagon, it's got some delicate rigging on there, but they are really nice. So they'll go nice with the MFAs. So I'll get the rest of these out and I'll put them on the layout. Well, here's the 6 that I've got. They come in packs of 3, but they must have turned up months and months and months ago, and I put them to one side and they just got buried. But these are lovely little wagons. They are the MGR chassis that have been converted. It's one way to reuse wagons, I suppose. Take the hoppers off, put the box on, and they're for spoil. So they're lovely little things. They've been done for DB Schenker, the XEWS. So I shall put them up to the 20s, and then probably put some MFAs on there as well, and we'll have some running shots. Well, there's the 6, and I'll tell you what, they don't look out of place either. They just need a little bit of weathering and then they'll be well away. So that's this video for these. See you in the next one. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. It's a bit mixed mash of everything. As it's coming the summertime, not really going to get a chance to do much, so it'll probably be a while before I get another video out. I'll continue to try to put some shorts on, but I can't guarantee there'll be a lot. So when I get the next big one through, probably next month maybe, might get another one. But I think there's going to be some unboxings coming soon, as I am waiting on some pre-orders that I've been told they're on their way. So apart from those, I think the updates may dwindle for a little bit, but please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the videos. Please look through, see if there's anything that's interests you. I'll try to do a bit of a mix match, but please take care. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video.